Deputy Speaker, the Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Communication and Digital Technologies, Honorable Khusela Sangoni Diko, Minister in the Presidency, Honorable Khumbuzo Ntshavheni, members of the Portfolio Committee, chairpersons of boards of MDDA and Brand SA, management of GCIS, MDDA and Brand SA. You know, 2 weeks ago, we met with the Portfolio Committee to inter alia deliver the APP and the strategic plan. We were told by the Portfolio Committee that an engagement will ensue with the ministry in the form of a letter, which will indicate the discontents of the Portfolio Committee on the budgets, including some of the issues raised in this platform. 2 weeks later, we were still waiting for the correspondence. So I want to also indicate that if there was any suggestion that this report is rejected purely on the basis of a Starlink, of the intention by anybody to bring Starlink to South Africa, that argument is misplaced because GCIS is not a regulator. But secondly, let me address the Vuk'uzenzele matter, which has been raised in this very house, and I've had to respond to it more than once. Members of the Portfolio Committee indicate that one of their discontent with this report is that we've decided to face off the printing version of Vuk'uzenzele. We've elucidated to the committee that the reasons thereof is that Vuk'uzenzele has got a reach of 60,000 South Africans in rural areas, which is not impactful. So if we are rejecting this budget purely on the basis that it's not impactful, yet our issue is that Vuk'uzenzele is removed as a platform to serve our people, which does not necessarily have impact. It's also worrisome. President Ramaphosa profoundly described former Deputy President Mabuza as a leader who was grounded in activism at the very early stage of his political career. We join many South Africans in conveying our heartfelt condolences to this esteemed son of the liberation struggle. Government communication has a vital role to play in uniting South Africans by promoting transparency, fostering nation pride, and encouraging active citizenship. The GCIS developed the government segmentation model, which classifies citizens according to their information needs, which is used as a basis in the biannual research report to better understand the unique information needs of citizens. This evidence-based approach is further bolstered by the government communication excellence tool, which continues to use performance criteria to provide insights on the performance of strategies and the implementation plans. GCIS biannual reports have demonstrated significant and sustained progress against a 50% target of compliance to the government communication policy. House Chairperson, through a diversified range of 6 indicators that determine the existence of communication enablers within 30 participating national departments, the highest reported percentage of compliance to the communication policy was 82%. This success is attributed to the participation of 97% of national departments that submitted their reports as requested. Enabled by our budget allocation of 2025-2026, the GCIS will strengthen its communication arsenal by upskilling employees in digital and communication skills to ensure a skilled and capable workforce. In an ever-evolving landscape, GCIS must stay ahead of the curve if it is to lead in both citizen engagement and hands-on communication. Therefore, GCIS is exploring ICT solutions which can assist in improving communication responsiveness and interaction. Chairperson, driving the current financial year, during this current financial year, we are finalizing a standalone media buying policy. This policy will be submitted to Cabinet for approval, and it will enable a minimum of 30% of the overall government advertising expenditure to be set aside for community media. The media buying policy will also enable over 700 entities 230 municipalities, 30 national government departments, and over 70 provincial departments and 9 provincial legislatures to comply with setting aside 30% of advertising budget for community media. The GCIS continues its vital outreach to work with communities, including supporting the Presidential District Development Model visits and the Imbizo program of government. In further taking communication directly to communities, GCIS has in this period ensured the implementation of 1,741 developed communication projects. These were done through stakeholder engagement, community radio station, print media outreach, dialogue seminars, mall and taxi activations, and others. GCIS continues to prioritize dissemination of good news stories from communities through the weekly My District Today electronic newspapers. Honorable members, 2 years ago, the board and management of Radio Zibonelo Community Radio Station placed their hopes on NDDA by applying for its grant funding. Radio Zibonelo is one of the oldest community radio stations and the first ever community radio station to receive community broadcast license. This morning, I had the honor of visiting this community radio station based in Khayelitsha and to bear witness to the state-of-the-art studios provided by MDDA as part of its grant funding. These state-of-the-art studios elevate the quality of community broadcasting and reflect our commitment to diversifying the media landscape. Since its establishment in 2003, the MDDA has made great strides in funding initiatives that uplift marginalized voices. Chairperson, we're entering a new and ambitious chapter of Brand SA, whose work remains critical to strengthening nation pride and building a nation brand that is inclusive, credible, and competitive on the global stage. In this period, the organization is guided by its annual performance plan, which is the first step in the implementation of its 5-year 2025-2030 strategic plan. The organization, through its flagship Play Your Part program, will continue to work together with business, civil society, and government to transform our society into one founded on justice, human dignity, equality, and the rule of law. One of the most significant milestones has been the successful development and institutionalization of the Global Reputation Study. These annual research initiatives provide government, business, and civil society with critical data-driven insight into how South Africa is perceived globally. House Chair, through these plans we have outlined today, our ability to communicate more effectively with South Africans will be strengthened. These plans are not just about information dissemination, but about ensuring that every citizen, whether they are located in Swaziland in the district of Dr. Rusi Khomuzi in the northwest, or Sibasa village where the minister comes from in Vembe in Limpopo, or where chairpersons of the portfolio committee come from in Tata in the Eastern Cape, our people must have access to the knowledge that they need to participate meaningfully in our democracy. As we prepare to celebrate the birthday of our beloved former President Nelson Mandela on the 18th of July, we are reminded of the power each of us holds to make a difference. As we reflect on the legacy of Madiba, let us all be reminded that communication is more than just a tool. It is a bridge between government and citizens, between hope and progress, between aspiration and achievement. Let us use this bridge to unite our people, to tell the stories of transformation, to provide clarity in times of uncertainty, and to ignite the spirit of participation that the father of our nation so passionately believed in. I thank you.